part one, what do I think about the Mew case? I don't
Hmm.
know the details about the specific cases. I guess there are three of them,
Hmm.
three patients that Dr. Mew treated that uh, apparently things had gone sideways in those cases, and now those cases are being brought against Mike. I don't know the details, and so I can't say with certainty, but here's what I suspect. I suspect that with Mike, what happened is they identified a man that they
Hmm.
wanted to bring down, and then they found the crime later. It's like there's a famous quote from Stalin. Joseph Stalin was a brutal communist dictator in the Soviet Union in the 40s and 50s, I think. And he famously said, "Bring me the man, and I'll find you the crime." Right? This idea that um, what Mike did may not have been perfect, but what
Hmm.
his case is really about is bringing him down, and with him, bringing down what he represents. And what he represents is a paradigm shift in mutilative orthodontics. Okay. I think
Yep.
that the orthodontic industry globally
Mm.
is built upon an edifice of retract or
Yep.
extract and retract. I believe that orthodontists um, are able to run more efficient, more lucrative practices when they can see 50 patients a day and they can just focus one dimensionally on straightening teeth. And
Mhm.
instead of having to go through the grind of expanding in order to create space to fix crooked teeth, they can just chuck premolars. Just chuck
Yeah.
premolars, and now boom, you got 6 millimeters of space where you can just make everything jive. That's taking a shortcut. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's a very destructive shortcut that ruins lives. It's amputation of healthy body parts. Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe, and I'll end my rant shortly here, but I believe
Yep.
that orthodontists like practicing that way because, like I said, it's efficient, it's fast, it's lucrative, it allows them to see 50 or more patients a day. And
It's horrible.
I think
Like,
they're entrenched. And this is the
it
really
should.
bad part. They're entrenched where if they were to acknowledge the truth about retractive orthodontics, now all of a sudden they're culpable for decades of patients that they've treated, and they just don't want to face that reckoning. And so they're instead of coming to Jesus, they're digging in. They're digging in
Mhm.
and they're saying, "No, we are gonna assemble research that shows that we are right in what we're doing." And they're like, it's like uh, it's like the liar who gets caught in the lie, and instead of confessing and like coming clean and dealing with it, dealing with some pain right now, they just double down on the lie and they keep going with the lie.
Yep.
And of course, that snowballs into a totally untenable situation. Anyway, I think Mike threatens um, that paradigm of orthodontics, and I think rather than uh, dealing with it, they just want to silence Mike and they want to bring him down. And the case is bigger than Mike himself in his own practice. This is about
Mhm.
what Mike represents, and Mike represents expansion
Yeah.
instead of
I
retraction.
absolutely. I think it's just they need. It boggles my mind because it's obviously not a problem of intelligence. Like they're definitely like they know what's going on. Okay? I can't believe that they don't look at their cases and see that the outcomes are worse than how they started with them. I also can't believe that they look at Mike's cases and say, that's not possible. That's not. Um, he's lying. I've seen that as I've been reading. Um, so they're obviously trying to keep with the current standard of treatment to make money, right? And because that's how we've always been doing it. And it made me wonder, like, in what other areas of health are the same things happening? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, in lots of areas of health.
Yeah.
I came to orthodontics relatively late in terms of being based on issues. Like
Mm-hmm.
this goes, this type of dynamic of injustice and hurt being done for profit. and a refusal to look at the true science and the true facts is all over the place in different fields of study, different fields of business, different industries. It's kind of the way of the world.
Yeah,
Are there any
it's really
fields?
opened my eyes.
Yeah, are there other fields where you see this type of thing happening?
Yeah. Behavioral medicine, of course. I just, I mean, I think about behavioral health. And I have ADHD, okay? And who knows, like, I don't want to dabble into what the cause might be of mine, but I know that about half of those kids diagnosed with ADHD probably just have a sleep disorder. And that's not being tested for because the child weighs 100 pounds. You can have a sleep disorder at like age 3 years old, and then you can develop ADHD because of the sleep disorder. Also, like depression, anxiety, all these other issues, I'm willing to bet they're also related to sleep, of course. And then ENT issues, the whole like ENT sphere of health doesn't acknowledge. Like, I literally went to an ENT for my jaws, and he was like, "There's no way, you're too skinny. Like, you can't have apnea. Everyone grinds their teeth. Literally, everyone grinds their teeth." He said, and a bunch of like areas of health are impacted by, I guess, lack of mewing. So
Yeah, yeah,
he would, if he wins, like, I'm hoping that he would revolutionize health as a whole.
sure. I would argue that he has already set in motion a health revolution by giving
Yeah,
rise to a whole generation of people like yourself and me who feel so passionately about this issue. I think without Mike, we wouldn't have a word to kind of hashtag and uh, bring people together on social media. I think mewing is probably the number one hashtag that brings people to this subject matter. So Mike already has changed the world.